Welcome to this week's episode where we will look at the latest news on the fresh produce markets in South Africa. In this episode, we discuss why it was a bloodbath with almost all of the prices decreasing on the markets and focus on potato and banana prices with more detailed forecasts and price trends for the coming year. All in this week's episode, so make sure to stay tuned. Hi, I'm Dr. Johnny van der Merwe and this is the AMT John Deere Fruit and Vegetable Outlook brought to you by John Deere, Nile.ag, Halfway Toyota Ottery and Zimmatic irrigation systems. Feel free to visit our website at amtrends.co.za for the latest prices, more information and detailed reports. You can also enjoy these videos on YouTube and Facebook or join one of our popular WhatsApp groups. I'll put all the links in the description below. But with that said, let's take a look at what happened in the economy over the past week. As usual, we will start off by looking at the latest oil price, which is usually a good indicator of economic activity worldwide. Since September of last year, oil prices remained in a general downward trend and are now trading on $78 per barrel. Higher production in America and uncertainty about demand from China are still keeping these prices on a relatively lower level. But geopolitical conflict, especially in the Middle East, which is now escalating, can potentially cause supply constraints and push these prices higher again, something to keep an eye on. The rand remained sideways on 18.64 per US dollar, and we may see lower interest rates again this year, locally and in the US, especially if oil prices and inflationary pressures start to decrease. As mentioned, most prices came under severe pressure this week, despite volumes decreasing in many cases. The decrease therefore came from the demand side, which was significantly lower. The average potato price decreased to 74.04 cents per 10 kilogram bag and was driven lower by the lower demand as mentioned, but also due to higher volumes. We are however still seeing 20% higher prices currently when compared to the start of last year, when the price traded on 61.84, while the volumes are now about 12% lower year on year. The average large potato price traded on 86.24, while smalls came in on 60.17 per 10 kilogram bag. Looking forward, and given the current higher level of these prices, I think that we can move back to the pre-COVID price trends, especially since demand is not as strong at the moment. From 2015 to 2019, we saw potato prices decreasing from January until June-July due to higher volumes, with the price almost 18% lower than the annual average over the middle parts of the year. Interesting to notice is that this trend shifted significantly over the past 3 years since 2020. During September and October, we are expecting higher prices again. The quality and quantity of the harvest, coupled with when certain regions will plant and harvest, will play a major role in price movements this season again. We are therefore expecting the price to stay in a downward trend over the next 6 months. Tomato prices decreased by 8% to 10.04 cents due to low demand, with prices likely increasing over the next month. Carrot prices decreased to 5.26 per kilogram, while the average class 1 carrot price traded on 5.52. The average national onion price traded lower on 40.45 per 10 kilogram bag, with the class 1 price now trading on 42.79. The average brown onion price decreased to 40 rand, white onions decreased to 41 rand, while the average red onion price decreased to 68 rand per 10 kilogram bag. The average pepper price decreased by 37.75% to 8.66 rand, which was mostly driven by lower demand. Green pepper prices decreased to 7.23 rand, while yellow peppers traded lower on 9.92 rand. The average red pepper prices also traded lower on 9.57 rand. This broadcast is made possible by John Deere, Nile.ag, Halfway Toyota Ottery and Zimmatic irrigation systems. Nile's online market makes it possible to order directly from South Africa's leading producers. producers get the benefit of better price transparency, low commissions, and faster payments. Learn more about Nile.ag on their website Nile.ag. For a journey of a lifetime, let Halfway Toyota Ottery help you find your first price. For more information, contact their dealer principal and review him directly on 083 457 8057 and get the best price nationwide for the Toyota of your choice. Looking at other market prices, cabbage prices decreased to R2.50, while garlic prices are about 3% higher on R61.37. Spinach prices also increased, trading on R4.21, while the sweet potato price increased to R12.39 per kilogram last week. The latest pumpkin price also decreased and is now trading on R3.68 per kilogram and is likely to increase over the next month or so. Moving over to the fruit markets, we saw the banana price decreasing slightly to R11.53 per kilogram, with the Class 1 price now trading on R13.16. This price is 52% higher compared to a year ago, with volumes about 42% lower. Looking at the price trends since 2020 and since 2010, there wasn't a major shift in trends over the COVID period. The expectation is therefore that prices can remain on current levels in January and February, but increase significantly in March and April when low volumes are usually reported on the market. Over the winter months, prices then remains on a lower level and increase towards the end of the year again. The current high price levels can however result in a less significant upward movement in March, since prices are already on a relatively higher level. Apple prices decreased to R9.16, with the pear price lower on R11.50 per kilogram. The orange price decreased to R16.52, with the avocado price about 10% higher on R27.87. Table grape prices decreased by 11% to R21.09 per kilogram, while the average pineapple price decreased by about 20% to R8.65 per kilogram last week. Tune in next week when we will dive deeper into two other commodities on the markets. Zimmatic irrigation systems are built to last. From industry-leading durability and strength to innovative enhancements and advanced technology, every product is designed to be a part of a custom and flexible solution that will best support you and your field. These videos are made possible by John Deere, Nile.ag, Halfway Toyota Ottery, and Zimmatic irrigation systems. I'm Dr. Johnny van der Merwe, and thank you for watching.